Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Star Ocean 3. Last time we did a whole bunch of stuff with the puzzle room and made it to the final floor and then backtracked to do more stuff with the puzzle room. Today, three more different floor drop down points, including this one, and then we'll be able to move forward. We should be able to finish up pretty much all of the Maze of Trials today, so that's good. Alright, so this one is by itself, and as you can see down below, there'll be three different points we can drop into that room, and I'll show those to you when we get there. And I probably have some enemies to fight off screen, so let's do that. Okay, I cleared the enemies as well as the map for this room, and if you can kind of make out, yeah, we got treasure chest there. So, we're going to want to... Okay, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take out that one, I believe. So that should knock that one down there. Because sometimes if you don't hit it at the right angle, they'll just stay up there. And here we get the Divine Avenger. And those of you who have played Star Ocean Second Story will probably remember this. I believe this is the one from that one. This is his better weapon for this area. It's got more hit than the other ones that he's got there, or the one that he's equipping right now. But it, you know, it's not really better because putting on stats is just much more effective than just getting new weapons. There are ultimate weapons available in a future dungeon, which are actually worth customizing. These ones, anything that you get in here really isn't, because they usually come with an attack plus 500 or attack plus 200 factor, which really isn't something you want on an ultimate weapon. So, I'm not going to worry about these ones, but they are there if you care about them. Alright, now another small room here, and I'll meet you back in the puzzle room with the next one. Okay, as I was noting up above there are actually 3 points to get into the next room. The one right above me, the one above me to the right, and the one above me there. So, no, I want to actually jump off there. Yep. So yeah, we pop off here, we'll get into this room, which is one of two that actually haven't been in yet. Get a little bit more map. We're closing in on the end here. Almost got all the map. We got a treasure in here. Doesn't look like it. No big loss though. Let's just pop down here. I don't need to fight him. And just another plain room. That's kind of boring. And another plain room. No more treasure. I'm not sure if there's treasure in the last one. We'll find out when we get there. As you can see, it's just above me there. Anyway, I'll meet you at the point where we drop down from the puzzle room there. Alright, here we are, the final jump point. So let's just jump off here, grab the last little bit of map, any treasure if there is any, and then we can move on to the 8th floor, finally. Do we actually have treasure in here? I don't even remember. We have free money. I like free money. It'd be nice if money was free and I could get some, though. Anyway, let's open this one. A Mystic Chain, we already have enough of those. Anyway, I will have to take the upper left corner to get back to where we were, the 8th floor, and I'll meet you there. Alright, we're back on the final floor. At last. This will probably be the end for the Maze of Trials here. There's not really a whole lot of reason to come back once you reach the final point here. Grab all these logs. I don't think there's any items in them, but I'll check anyway, just in case. And yeah, there's a lot of little tiny bits of map to clear out, as well as a couple of locked rooms. This floor is symmetrical, so pretty easy to navigate through, even if it doesn't seem so yet. I'd avoid going in all those rooms just yet. And I will go into why that is momentarily. Let's see, let's grab a little more map. Okay, so there are a total of, if I can access the last one there, that'd be nice. Out of my way. There are a total of 4 rooms, I believe, that we have access to. I don't think it's 100% symmetrical, but it's close enough. 4 rooms that we have access to, and 2 rooms that are locked. Now, in each of the 4 unlocked rooms, we have access to different what's the word I'm looking for? We have different little sub-bosses. Once you clear all of those sub-bosses out, you will not instantly be thrown into an actual boss fight, but you will be thrown into an important boss fight that you probably don't want to be in unless you've already saved. So this is going to be the final warning. Make sure you save your game if you plan on taking out the boss of the area. There are super bosses at this stage of the post-game, and you're probably going to want to be prepared for them. So I don't think there's any treasure in any of these, but I do want to test them out just to be sure. Now, a lot of these enemies have different elemental affinities, like with all of these sub-bosses that we've been fighting on the random floors. I'm not even going to go into what they are, because that would involve extra effort trying to find them. And at this point in the game, you really should be using elemental attacks anyway. Once you get energy burst, there really is no reason to. They're not weak, these ones, but they're not super strong either.
Let's find worthy
especially if you have stun locking capabilities, which of course, you know, at this point in the game you really should be using a lot of. Fist of Fury is really good for that. That's why Cliff is pretty much always in my final party. Maria is great for that with energy burst. Fate's pretty good with sidekick, though he'll get better abilities to do that, you know, in due time. Now, in order to unlock all of these, or unlock this boss, you actually have to come in here and fight all of the different enemies. These ones are pretty weak. The last one was more powerful by quite a bit. But, yeah, you have to kill all of these enemies, and they're required fights as soon as you get into the rooms. I don't believe you have to pick up the treasure. And I may stop doing so because I don't want to get the map completed before the boss fight, because I think the item you get is 1 out of 1 bunny, and that'll slow me down, and I definitely don't need that. And we have another Chimera. Didn't we already fight a Chimera? Oh no, it was one of those other weird enemies. Ow, ow, go away. That's why I like controlling Maria. It puts you in the back, so you don't tend to get hit as often. It's one of the more effective ways of dealing with a lot of bosses. If you were, say, using the party that I would assume a lot of people are likely to use in, I'll go get that later, in, say, your first playthrough of this game, then you probably have a party of Cliff, Fate, and Nell, and they're all more up close and personal melee fighters, and they are probably not as effective to do it in that way. Maria is just so good because she can deal a crap ton of damage from range, keeping her out of the way, and having the other two in there does a great job of stun locking enemies so that I'm not too worried about them moving around too much. Anyway, this is the point where I'm going to make my save state, so I'll do that, and I'll see you in a moment. Okay, we're back, all saved up and ready to go there. Just wanted to make sure I had a save state prior to defeating the last one in case I needed to run down. It does not look like that'll be the case. I didn't have, or my test run didn't give me any trouble, so I'm not too worried. The boss for this area is quite powerful, especially if you don't have Boots of Prowess set up or Tri-Emblems. Those are two very important things that you'll want for this fight. Oh yeah, I don't want to get all the map here. I think I can survive getting, yeah. So get that one. Perfect berries that I can't use. And I'll go grab that other treasure after. I definitely don't want to get that ahead of time. Now, the way this works is as soon as you've gone to each of the 4 rooms and gone past the little middle point down below, it'll trigger a scene there. So I want to make sure I'm healed up before heading in there. And let's do so. After basically clearing the entire thing, we meet up with a Celestial, huh? But I might be wrong. All this detailed, but I might be wrong. 4 complete victories and 4 utter defeats on the 4 planets of Roke, first game, Expel, second game, Star Ocean 2. I don't know what Edifice is or Asgard. I'm assuming that, well, I know Asgard is from the Norse religion, but I'm assuming both of those have something to do with a Valkyrie profile, but I'm not sure. Yeah. A little bit of both, actually. Now, once this person speaks, yeah, Gabriel Celesta. Now, this is pretty much the same creature that we fought in the original Star Ocean. This creature also inhabits Star Ocean Second Story, but it's kind of a tradition in the Star Ocean games to have Gabriel as one of the super bosses. And so, yeah, that continues into this one as well. So let's see what this one's made of. Answer me with strength. Okay, first things first. This battle can be really difficult if you are not using Maria, and Maria is very much recommended. Use a stun bomb that lowers his defense to start with. Stand back from the lightning attack. Hopefully the other two will distract him. In the meantime, another useful strategy, of course, is the might tablets. The other one you may want to do is the medicine bottle, as long as you've refined it to reduce or protect you against paralysis, because he can, or she can, depending on point of view, use paralysis. But at this point, I'm a little overpowered, so I'm just going to go straight for the kill. With Maria, you can stand back for most of the attacks, though he does have a couple of attacks that can hit the entire screen.
We may yet meet again.
Now,
someday.
like other enemies, I don't have that page up.
What a waste of time.
Like the final boss there, you can get over 10 different battle trophies from fighting Gabriel. You get one for taunting him 10 times. You get one for, one for defeating them, defeat within 5 minutes, within 10 minutes on Universe, within 10 minutes on the upper difficulty level, without taking damage on Normal, without taking damage on Universe, without taking damage on the higher difficulty level, as well as defeat with only battle skills, only minor attacks, only charge, only symbology, a whole bunch of things. It just way too much effort at this point, not really worth going out of your way for. I might go back and try and get the one without taking damage, but you don't really have to worry about not being able to fight Gabriel again, because Gabriel will always be here. You can come back and fight him or her whenever you feel like it. The seal has been broken, of course. Now, yeah, but know this, a bitter, never-ending journey awaits you through the doors that have been opened. Doesn't tell you where these doors have been opened. I know. I wish I didn't. And we get victory music. I'm not even sure, has this song played before? It may have. Anyway, now I'm going to go back and grab this one, and yeah, don't get that bunny before fighting him. That's not a good idea. Alright, so, what are we getting here? Robe of Deception. I think we already have one of those. Now, those other 2 doors have been unlocked. The other thing that has happened is they have removed all of the enemies from the entire area. So now, if you didn't get any of the puzzle areas, or if you felt like doing them now when you didn't have to fight enemies, you could go back and do them right now. That's entirely up to you. I wanted to fight the enemies. They give decent experience and it didn't take too long, so I wasn't too worried. So, grab the one in here. What do we got? Fire Fairy. I don't know why we got a Fire Fairy as one of the rewards for defeating such a difficult boss. The Spirit of Lilith that we got is right there. Raises normal attack decision by 3. Yeah, that's the highest you can get. I'm not sure if you can craft items that can do that, but either way. Now, unfortunately, they don't let you backtrack instantly. You still have to take the emergency exit, which will take you to the 6th floor, and then I'll do the rest of the backtracking myself. And I will figure out where I'll meet you, and I'll meet you somewhere. Okay, we're back. Now we're in Sphere, and as you can tell, we haven't finished this area quite yet. If I healed up, I have. Now, the thing that Gabriel was talking about of having unlocked was actually a number of floors in the Sphere. Namely, 110 of them. From floor 101 to 121. And we now have access to every single one of them. And unfortunately, we have to explore every single one of them, and the floors are generated randomly. They upgrade the enemies, I think, every 10 or 20 floors, but they're all, I think they're randomly generated, if I'm not mistaken, though I have heard some people say that, oh, they have a set one for each level, and even the official strategy guide says so, so I'm just going to double check where that one is. Type 5, which according to my guide is right there. And okay, so we'll see. Let's see if this is actually what it's supposed to be. There will be a whole bunch of new enemies as well as treasures throughout this area. I am not going to do every single floor because I forgot to sell something. I should probably go do that. In fact, I have more than enough money at this point. I'm just going to drop it. I forgot to get rid of that bunny. Let's see here. Let's just drop that one right there. There we go. Now, it's hard to say. That's supposed to lead to a treasure chest, maybe. It's hard to say what the best method for going through this area is. So, I'd like to ask you guys, but I'm kind of a few episodes back as is, and by the time you guys get to answer this, I'll probably have recorded a bunch more. So, at this point, I'm going to take a little bit of time to think about it. Maybe I'll just show off one of each floor, and then, you know, flash up different treasures that I get along the way. I don't know. You don't need to worry about collecting every piece of map for this area, because it doesn't contribute anything. It's just kind of there, which was nice of them to do, because otherwise this would have taken absolutely forever. Now, each of these rooms sometimes contains treasure chests, sometimes they contain items, sometimes they're empty. I haven't fought you yet. I think it would be worthwhile at least showing off all the new enemies, even if they aren't really difficult at this point. The first few floors aren't all that challenging. They're pretty much on par with the last level of the Maze of Trials, since defeating that unlocks this floor, or, well, floors above level 100. But you are going to want to go through the entire floor, unfortunately, even if you don't just collect all the map, because it's never apparent where all the treasure chests are going to be. And, of course, you know, there's lots of enemies to show off as well. I think the most effective way, just kind of, you know, talking it out, would probably be to show off some new enemies, and then, you know, at the end of, say, 5 floors, give you an update on all of the new items that I've collected. There are some bosses every few floors or so. It's not readily apparent. Let's fight you, because I haven't fought you yet. Actually, I have fought this one. As you can see, my bonus rate is now back to 100% at the start of the fights, which means these enemies are kind of on par with the level 105, 106 that I am right now. So, yeah, no treasure in there. This is kind of my big reasoning for why I don't want to show off every single floor of this area, just because it would take absolutely forever. I'd be spending months just doing this dungeon. And I don't really want to throw the whole thing on fast forward either, because doing that would be really tedious to watch, because it would be you running through the same areas over and over and over again. But I do want to kind of show off each individual type of floor. Maybe I'll show you the entire floor if there's a boss on that floor or something like that. But I'm definitely not going to be showing off everything that this area has to offer. As you can see, as you go through, each of the floors will be a little bit different, and ow, I don't want to fight you. But they are somewhat, they're not super long, but they're also not super short. And we do get some really nice treasure in here. This is the game's super long super dungeon. There is another dungeon we have access to, as well as all of the different games that I want to go over in Gemini. And last but not least, I think the one other thing that's remaining to us at this point is the Perseus table, making use of that in Gemini. I still haven't done that since I got that way back, you know, like a quarter of the way through the game or half the way through the game, whenever it was. It's the chess table that we got from, where was that? From the Sculpture Lord. Do we have a boss already? Oh, we do have a boss already. I've forgotten about this. Alright, now, if I remember right, there is a battle trophy for this guy. In fact, I'm just going to go off screen a quick sec here, and I'm going to find it, and I'll tell you about it in a moment. Okay, I'm back. So, basically, we've seen this guy before. There was a battle trophy I talked about right at the beginning of the game. Yeah, Norton the Great. Now, there were 3 battle trophies we could get from this guy earlier. Well, there's 3 battle trophies in the game from this guy. Only 2 of them could be gotten earlier because one of them is defeating him with a metal pipe. And when it says only with the metal pipe, your other 2 party members have to come into the battle dead and use just fate to defeat him while using the metal pipe, which is his first weapon. I really don't care to do that against this guy. You do only have 1 shot at him, so if you're going to go after that, I would recommend that you do it. But I just don't care. I really don't think it's worthwhile trying to do that. You can if you want, and I have in the past, but for the purpose of this Let's Play, I said it before that this was not about...
My kingdom!
Shut up. I said this wasn't about battle trophies, and it isn't.
Let's go.
What it is about is showing off some interesting strategies for bosses, up until, you know, post-game where it becomes, you know, hold down circle button and use gravity, no, not gravity bullet, what is it, there's some synthesis materials. Oh god. Energy burst, that's the one. And that pretty much is our strategy, and it keeps us away from the battle and has the other 2 stun lock the enemy in place. As you can see, these things that weren't building up very much before are starting to build up immensely, the critical hit HP. These can boost a lot, especially with Cliff, because he gets so many hits in. Even Marie is getting a decent push with that, though unfortunately our other characters, not so much. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to do today. I just kind of wanted to get this prepped up. So we've seen 1 floor at least. We've seen 1 of the bosses. Ooh, excuse me. As you go forward, we can now... I'm trying to move the cursor on. You can only go up. Once you get to a new floor, you can only go up to the floor right above it. However, from this teleporter here, we can now go down and, you know, to whichever floor we want. I obviously don't want to go down. We're not going to do all of this right away because there's actually one thing in particular that I'm going after in here, and after I get that, I'm going to back out and I'm going to do a bunch of other things. And once I've done that, then we'll come back and we'll finish up our plans here. But it just makes a lot of sense to get that because it's very useful for Cliff, actually. It's his ultimate tech, so in my opinion, and pretty much everyone else's. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. And yeah, so next time we're going to continue through here. I'll show a few of these floors in, you know, normal speed, and then eventually we'll get to the point where I'll be skipping through a whole bunch of them. Anyway, that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.